Find yourself comfortable-ish spot. Always remembering if you're using a block or a rolled up mat to sit at the edge of it. So your tailbone is maybe just a little higher than your pubic bone, or at least level with your pubic bone, so your hips are level. You can put your hands face down or face up and just maybe shake out your shoulders a little bit to relax your arms. And then we'll settle. Let's take a big inhale together and then release it through the mouth. Let's bring our shoulders up to our ears. As we inhale, do that big squeeze. And exhale, just drop them heavily. And think about lengthening the back of your neck. Maybe backing your head up. Ears stacked on top of shoulders. Shoulders on top of hips. And we just sort of snuggle the back of our rib cage and head up against that imaginary wall. And as our body settles down, allow your mind to settle down. We're going to begin to just focus on our body. You can visualize your body sitting here on your mat. You can scan through your body looking for any tension that you're maybe subconsciously holding around your shoulders, your neck, your jaw. Maybe even all the muscles in your face, especially that place between your eyebrows. So we send the message to all of these muscles to relax. You can even send the message to the muscles right at the crease of your hips to soften. And even as these muscles are relaxing, the muscles that run up and down your spine are actively lifting your spine into an upright, neutral position. And then once all that is attended to, just bring your awareness to your breath. Watching the full length of your next inhalation. And the full length of your exhalation. Beginning to slow your breath down so you can count 4, 6, or 8 counts for an inhale. And 4, 6, or 8 counts for an exhale. And we're just using this counting breath to quiet the mind. If your mind is quiet, you can just watch your body sitting, breathing. Like there's nothing more important to do than be aware of your body sitting and breathing. Noticing that as you inhale, your ribs expand, your waist and your belly expand. And as you exhale, everything kind of narrows back to the midline of your body. Just notice how good it feels to take a mindful, deep breath in. Every inhalation filling up your lungs. And every exhalation is controlled. So we're watching the breath for the full breath cycle. And it is part of the practice, the discipline of mindfulness, to be aware that your mind is drifting and consciously bring your attention back to your body sitting and breathing, even if it feels like something that your mind doesn't want to do. Just watch that kind of play of your mind trying to drift. Get busy, and then discipline it back to watching your body sit and breathe, just for a few more rounds. Maybe noticing that you can breathe all the way to the bottom of your lungs. And you can empty out all the way to the bottom of your lungs. Begin to add the awareness of the core muscles and how they assist the exhalation. So do a nice long, full breath in, letting the belly, the waist expand. And then on your breath out, start to narrow your waist, draw your belly towards your spine, and lift up through the pelvic floor. Let's do about 3 breaths like that. Really focusing on the end of the exhale and the lifting and contracting of the pelvic floor. When you're done that last exhale, drop your chin to your chest. Just rock your chin from side to side. Bring your ear to your right shoulder, right ear to your right shoulder, hand to the floor. We'll just start to open up the side of our neck. If you need to shake out your legs or switch legs, switch positions, that's okay. We're going to continue to focus on this side of the neck. We'll turn the face towards the right knee, bring the right hand to the back of the head, and just let the weight of the arm and the head stretch the back of your neck. And then take the hand off, assist your head back up, turn back to neutral. We're going to stretch that side one more time. This time we're going to bring the hand very gently to the top of the head, just over to the side, and we're going to let the ear drop back to the right. And if, of course, that's too much, take your hand off. It's okay. You want to really not be pulling here. We're just adding that extra weight. And maybe if you want a bit more, push the palm of your left hand down. There's that big stretch from ear to shoulder. And we'll assist our head back up just to be really gentle with the neck. And then we're going to turn all the way over the right shoulder and look as far over as we can. You can use your eyes too. Look as far over your shoulder as you can. And then we'll come back to center and drop to the left. Same as we did on the other side. You have whatever choice. I like to move my chin around, looking for the tension that is always somehow there waiting to be noticed. Do pay attention that you're still sitting upright, tall spine. We'll turn the chin to the left hand coming to the head, and just you weighting down the chin. Taking the hand off, bringing your head back to neutral, and dropping to the left. Oh, we'll put the hand on the head first and drop to the left again. Pushing the right palm closer to the floor if you have that range of motion. Taking the hand off to assist your head back up. Looking as far over your left shoulder as you can. Keep your spine long. And again, look around with your eyes as far as you can. Bring your head back to neutral. Roll your shoulder blades in big circles. Let's go the other direction. Shoulder blades moving around on your back. And then we'll put our hands on our shoulders and move our shoulder joint in circles. Both directions. Then we'll reach our arms up. If you have the room, we're going to do a big circle around. So you want to do this really slowly. This longer lever is going to get a bit deeper into that shoulder circle. One more time. Next time your hands are coming behind you, let's keep them behind us, spinning the fingertips away, shaking out our legs, rolling out our ankles and pedaling out our knees. And then let's squeeze our shoulder blades together to lift our collarbone. Get that good stretch across the chest and the shoulders and maybe the biceps. One big breath here. And release. We're going to cross our ankles in the other direction. We'll do some lateral stretches here. Fingertips on either side. Right arm coming up and over. And switching sides. Left arm coming up and over. And then we can do this on breath. We'll inhale, bringing the right arm up and over. Exhale to return. Inhale to bring the left arm up and over. And then just continue on your own pace, getting whatever you need out of this stretch. For me, it always feels really good to stretch the waist and the muscles the big muscles in our back are the lat muscles right under your shoulder blade. Feels good. Let's stay on this side for a couple of breaths. We're going to twist our chest up a bit, see if we can get a little bit deeper into the ribs. Take a big breath into your left rib cage. And then we're going to turn down, so if we can get a little deeper into the back, pulling the hand even further away from you. So this is active. You're using quite a lot of muscle to pull. And then coming back to neutral and switching sides. Same on this side. If it helps you to move the hand further away, that's fine, as long as your sits bones are staying on your block or your mat. Just twist the chest up a bit. Big breath into the right side of your ribs. And then let's go ahead and turn the chest down and get a good stretch into your back. Come back to neutral, bring both hands back to the floor. We're going to come all the way over onto all fours for cat and cow. So find your good tabletop position with your fingers really spread. It's actually really great to keep that range of motion in your hands, right? So stretching out your fingers as wide as you can. Make sure your knees are under your hips and your toes are tucked under. Let's begin on the inhale, tipping the tail. Letting the belly spill forward, letting the ribs move forward, collarbone lifting, chin lifting. And then scooping your tail, scooping your belly up towards your spine, pulling your ribs down towards your pubic bone, dropping your head. Inhale, tip. Allow the belly to expand on that breath in. Exhale, scooping the tail, starting to scoop up through the belly and lift up through the pelvic floor as we drop our head. And then just continue to move. As always, we're doing our best to move vertebra by vertebra. And the best way to do that is really focusing on keeping the head still until it needs to move. But just by human nature, the head is always wanting to be the first thing to move. When we think or look, the head snaps up into attention. So we just want to let it hang. There is that moment at the end of the cat that maybe you can actually let your neck relax. It feels really good. And of course you can hold for a little bit longer than the breath and enjoy that really hugging and lifting of the belly and pelvic floor and the releasing of the neck. Let's do 2 more. You know, no matter how many times we've done cat and cow in our lives, it always feels like it's brand new. Every day, everything in our body has shifted and changed. Next time you're doing the exhale with the belly lifted, we're going to stay here and inhale across the back of our rib cage. So as if you're trying to fill up the back of your ribs with your lungs. We're going to do 1 more like that. Take that big breath in. Maybe you're getting a good stretch in the muscles. And then we'll relax back to neutral, untuck our toes and give our wrists a rest here, sitting back in child's pose, landing on our forearms so we can pick up our hands and roll our wrists in circles. And then let's walk the hands further away, spread the fingers again. We're going to do that little wave through spine. It's kind of like what we just did. Going to inhale first. Exhale, we're going to scoop the tail, pull the belly up, and continue to roll all the way forward until you're in small plank. You're going to inhale, lift your head and open up your collarbone in small plank. You're going to exhale and lower all the way down to your belly. Untuck your toes if you had tucked them. Lift your hands. We'll just stay here for a moment in cobra on our bellies, toenails gripping onto the floor or the mat, and you're going to lift a little higher. Squeeze your elbows up against your ribs. Now tuck your chin down so you have this gorgeous line from your tailbone all the way to the base of your skull, this little curve. Take 1 more breath here, just letting the muscles in the back get a bit tired. And then we'll release our hands into that push-up position. Keep your toes untucked for this one. We're going to push back up onto the knees. And we're going to sit back into child's pose. Let's do that again. Spread your fingers. Take a big breath in to prepare. The breath out starts the tailbone scooping under, the belly lifting up, the back really arching. The inhale slides you forward into cobra with the collarbone long across your chest, head up. The exhale lowers you to your belly. So those are the moves. Inhale, hands and head up. Exhale, hands back down, press onto your knees, and sit back in child's pose. So we're going to continue to move through that little flow. Take a breath in. On the exhale, scoop your tail, scoop your belly, roll through cat. On the inhale, slide your shoulders forward, head up on small plank. On the exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, lift your hands and head, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, hands down, small plank. Inhale, sit back in child's pose. So those are the moves. Let's do it again. Inhale again. Exhale, scoop the tail and roll through cat. Inhale, come forward into small plank on your knees. Exhale, lower to your belly. Inhale, hands and head up. Exhale, hands down, push to your knees. Inhale, sit back. We're going right away again. Exhale, scoop the tail and roll through your spine. Inhale, small plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, small cobra. Exhale, small plank. Inhale, child's pose. Last time, exhale, wave through. So we're trying to do that same articulation through the spine. Head comes up last as you take your big breath in, lowering down for your breath out. Small cobra, hands coming off. Pushing into small plank, you can really work on your push-up. And last time, sitting back in child's pose and holding that, just rocking your hips from side to side. Let's come onto all fours. You need to move your hands back probably to get them under. Tuck your toes. We're coming into tabletop position. Picking up the right leg and keeping the right knee bent at that 90-degree angle. Right ankle flexed so the sole of the foot is facing the ceiling. We're going to start to do that little pulse here. So everyone can keep aware of what's going on in your back. Shoulder blades are neutral. Shoulders are square to the mat. Your abdominals are fired enough that you're feeling support in your back. We're still pulsing. And your hips remain square, even if you've got that leg up. For 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's bring the knee all the way around to the shoulder and do that big, huge circle. 2 times in this direction, and then 2 times in the other direction. And then drop the knee. Keep your toes tucked under. We're going to walk back towards the knees and stretch out the bottom of our feet and give our wrists a good roll. So hopefully your back is feeling nice and warm after all that. Let's do that on the other side. So come back into tabletop position. Attend to all of the alignment cues. Left coming up. Start the pulse. Figure out where you are in space. Is your head still in line with your shoulders? Or your ears in line with your shoulders? Shoulder blades are neutral on your back, not collapsing. Core is strong, and you're still pulsing to feel that fatigue starting to build up in your glutes. Looks good, everyone. For 4, 3, 2, 1, let's swing the knee around to the shoulder and start to do those 2 big circles in this direction. And then 2 big circles in the other direction. Bring the knee back to the floor. Walk back to your heels and give your wrists a big shake and a big roll. And we can even swing the arms here if you're feeling tension in your shoulders. I tend to notice I do that a lot when I'm doing strength training classes, swing the arms. It releases a lot of tension in the shoulder joint. All right, let's come into down dog because we're not finished with the shoulders, but we're gonna come to standing. So let's come into down dog first and just start to pedal out our heels so we get a good stretch along the back of the legs. It was asking someone to do a little bit of editing on one of my videos, and she said, Tina, do you know your warm-up? We'll call it a warm-up because it comes before the sun salutations. Let's push our right heel to the floor and just hold while I yak. She said, do you know your warm-up is 18 minutes long? And I said, yes, I know that. I think at least most of us in this room, myself included, really appreciate a long range of motion warm-up. Let's switch heels so that when we start to do the challenging stuff, our body doesn't feel like it wants to rebel. We want the body to be fully prepared as well as the mind. So we slowly start to move. Let's pick both heels up, bend our knees and push our chest right back onto our thighs. We slowly move into the more challenging stuff. And it's not only a physical warm-up, but it's a mental warm-up. From this crouching position, let's look to the top of our mat and make our way walking, stepping, or jumping to the top of our mat. Inhale, slide your hands up your legs until you can pull your shoulder blades together. Exhale, bend your knees until you can release tension in your neck. Let's do 2 of those. Inhale, pulling the shoulder blades together. Nice, everyone. Exhale. Inhale, getting as long across your collarbone. That'll remind you whether your back is flat or not. Yes, that's better. And release. So I'm going to let you do whatever you want here in this forward fold. You can relax by holding your elbows. You can hold the back of your legs and get deeper into your hamstrings. So whatever it is you feel like you need, you can bend your knees more to release your back. So take a few breaths and just enjoy whatever it is you need here. I always feel like I need to relax my neck. So I'm just gonna shake my neck. Holding onto my elbows, I'm actually gonna rock my elbows side to side to see if I can get some release in my shoulders or shoulder blades. You can do that. If your hamstrings are your nemesis, you're starting to really lift your tailbone. So take another 2 breaths, taking what you need here to nourish your body. And then release. We're gonna be coming into Malasana now, this deep squat. So walking your feet as wide as you need to, dropping your tail down. If you can't do this, you're doing your camper squat halfway down. Or the other option that's probably much more relaxing, Judy, is actually coming down onto your bum, sitting, and then opening your knees so you can get your elbows inside your knees. This is the other option for those of us that haven't got the range of motion in our ankle for this stretch. Most of the time I'm really noticing the people that can't do this comfortably with the heels down, it is an ankle issue more than a knee issue. So we're working to get down so you can be, yeah, that's a good option too. Joan is on the block. Try and get your heels down on the floor though if you can. Yeah. And then we're doing this little push, you guys, you know it. We're pushing the knees into the back of the arms and the arms into the knees, and we're gonna do that really big resist. We'll do it on breath. So we'll inhale here. As you exhale, push your elbows into your legs and your legs into your elbows and lift your pelvic floor. There's a big inner thigh action there. We're gonna do 5 of them. Inhale, release. Try and get your head up, please. Exhale, hug and lift. Inhale, release. Exhale, hug and lift. So you're squeezing through the inner thighs to help lift up the pelvic floor. Do that 2 more times. Squeezing and lifting. Squeezing and lifting. Don't forget that release is really important for pelvic floor health. We have to be able to, like every muscle, we have to be able to contract and release the muscle group. 1 more time. I know I said 2, this is 3. And then when you're done, you're coming down onto your bum. So please do that carefully. Some of us can lower, some of us need to have our hands behind us. Let's stretch the legs out when you're down on your bum and shake out your knees, roll out your wrists and your ankles. Ah, yes. We're gonna open up our feet nice and wide in a big V. So our legs are nice and warm now. See if you can get a little wider than maybe you did yesterday or last time. And then make sure you're sitting forward on your sits bones, please. So we're walking ourselves forward and maybe pulling the flesh of our butt muscles out of the way so you're sitting solidly on the front of your sits bones, or grab a block and place it under your tail. Head up, please. We're gonna try and get this very 90-degree hinge right here at that hip. So feet are up, facing up if you can. And let's bring the hands behind us. The people that don't like to move forward love that, love that cue. You're gonna get your chest and collarbone wide open. Back your ears up, so give your head that little kind of double chin, please, so that we're long from the crown of our head to our tail. And those of us like me, I can already feel I need to pull my ribs down. You might too. We're in this neutral spine, very active neutral spine. Taking a breath. And then release. We'll walk our right hand down our leg or slide it down, holding the foot or the ankle. Left hand is going to sweep over our cheek. And we're going to reach as far towards our foot as we can. And we're going to spin the chest up a little bit so that we're pulling the top shoulder back. Maybe the top shoulder is stacked. And you can back your head up as if you're up against a wall. Try that. It's going to make the stretch really big. And then take a few big breaths. Opening up through your rib cage. Keep your sits bone down and see if you can reach 1/4 of an inch further towards your toe. Let's see. Nice. And then let's sweep the arm all the way forward to the other leg. Same thing, sweeping the arm across your cheek. Starting to spin your chest up so you're pulling your top shoulder back back up your head. Breathing here. You can drop your forearm to your leg if that might help you feel like you have more control. You can get a little deeper. Big breath into the right rib cage. And then slide that hand back across, come up to neutral. We're gonna bring our legs in maybe about 6 inches. So they're still in the V, but not that wide, wide, wide V. We're gonna turn towards our right leg, and we're gonna fold over our right leg this way. So this is gonna be a much easier hamstring stretch because we're still a bit open, but we're kind of just turning toward maybe getting the foot lined up with the nose or the nose lined up with the foot, and folding forward, dropping your belly to your thigh if you can. Nice, you can let your head go here as well, and breathe. Tighten up your belly, walk yourself up. So we're gonna do the same leg again. Now we're gonna bring that leg right out in front of us. Now this leg, if you want, you can bend it, otherwise leave it straight. So now we're gonna do a deeper hamstring opener, leg right out in front, stretch out your arms, pull your shoulder blades together, and dive forward. Hinging at the hip, you're gonna try your best to get your belly button as far forward to your knee as you can before you let your head go. Keep creeping your belly forward and dropping your waist towards your leg. So this way the flexion is coming more from the hip and a little bit less from the back. Fully releasing the neck, you can shake your head out. Tighten up your belly, come all the way back up. Whew. We're gonna open up that leg mid open again, and we're gonna turn to the other side. So turning your torso and reaching for the other leg. Same, lengthening the spine, hinging at the hip crease. How do you think about it? You think about what is going on around the belly button. If you've got a huge crease where your belly button has disappeared into, see if you can lift your belly button out of the crease. That'll lengthen your waist. Why do we want to lengthen the waist? Basically, it's lengthening your spine. You can still let the head go. Tighten up your abdominals, roll your spine up. We're gonna move this leg right out in front of our hip now, ankle, knee, and hip in line. And again, if this feels awkward to keep the leg, you can bend it, doesn't matter. Arms come up, pull the shoulder blades back, and we're going into our deeper version of our hamstring stretch with our leg directly in line with our hip. Shoulders are square. Nice. Hinging from the hip and walking the belly button forward. Hi, Rudy. What trouble have you been getting into? Slowly walk yourself up. Let's bring the soles of our feet together for butterfly. Shifting again onto the front of your sits bones, holding onto your toes. If you want to put something under your hips, do that. Lengthening And releasing forward as far as you can, like someone's pulling the crown of your head forward. And then we let the spine flex and the head release. As you're doing this, you're still pulling your knees down into that active stretch. One more big breath across the back of your rib cage. And then tightening up your belly and rolling back up. Bring your knees together. Rock your knees from side to side. Let's really let the hips release. And then from this shape, we're gonna go into table to do that last big stretch across the shoulders and chest. So you're gonna come onto your bum, feet out in front of you. I think we might have done this earlier in the week or last week. Gonna bring your fingertips away from you this time. If you can get your palms to the floor, so your wrists are about 8 inches or so behind your hips, all right? If you can get your palms right down onto the floor, level 1 here, or option 1 is just to squeeze your shoulder blades and lift your collarbone up. So we're in that big back chest opener, similar to what we do at the beginning of the class, but we're a little further back with the hands. All right, did I say turn your fingers away? I'm wrong. Turn your fingers towards your bum. Palms down, that's better. Not so much pressure on the elbow. And then do that same thing again. Squeeze your shoulder blades to lift your collarbone. You can lift your chin in line so your eyes are following where your collarbone is pointing to. Some of us are gonna stay here. This is a big stretch in the shoulder. Some of us are gonna move the feet a little closer and pick our hips up in tabletop. That's the second option. If your shoulders are healthy and you're wanting to improve the range of motion, lifting the hips, take a breath. You can look to the ceiling only if your hips are nice and high. And then we're slowly gonna lower our hips to the floor. As we do that, we're gonna release our hands. And we're still in that lean back position, so guess where we're going? We're going to boat. Bring your feet and knees together, squeeze them tight, pick your feet up. Tight belly. This small kind of half boat. We're gonna keep the knees bent for this, and we're really gonna hug the belly tight. We're gonna take the shoulders and drop them away from our ears. We're gonna take one more breath, strong core. Beautiful. Drop your feet back to the floor. Release your hands behind you for table number 2. Fingertips pointing to your hips. Shoulder blades squeezing, collarbone wide open. This is an option to stay right here. If this is too much on your wrist, pick your hips up. This is a huge stretch in the wrist. Of course, range of motion stretch is what I mean. Pick your hips up if you can. Take another breath. And a huge range of motion stretch in the shoulder joint. Slow and controlled, we're releasing back into boat, so take your time. Find that spot when you land between your sits bones and your tailbone. Pick your hands up, squeeze your thighs together, pick your feet up, open up across your collarbone. Nice. Relax your face, don't make it look so stressful. Let's make it beautiful and easy. That's the mind that does that. One more breath. Release your feet. Bring yourself forward and give yourself a little hug right here, stretching your low back. And then we're gonna come down onto our back and do figure 4. We'll do a little twist with the strap, so grab your strap as well. And then if you have cats or dogs on your mat, move them out of the way. And roll down onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Give yourself a good little hug here. Please don't chew on my ear. And just roll side to side. And then we're gonna cross the right ankle over the left for figure 4. Clasping around the back of your thigh or the front of your shin. Draw your head back in line so you've got that gorgeous long spine from the base of your skull to your tailbone. Nice big breath. Let's switch sides. And release. I've changed my mind about using the strap. We'll do a twist any way that we like here without the strap. So move your hips over to the left, and you can drop one knee or both knees over to the right. Open up across your collarbones by bringing your elbow, your free arm, your left arm into that cactus or goalpost shape, and your right hand can be on the top knee, giving yourself a deeper twist. Facing up, eyes closed. We begin that process of relaxing the muscles around our face and our jaw, our belly. Take a really big breath into your left rib cage. And then slowly switch back to the center. Move your hips over to the right and drop one knee or both knees to the left. Come back to center. Move your hips back to the middle. You can bring your knees to your chest, or you can do happy baby here, whatever feels good. And you're coming into your final resting pose here. Lying flat out on your back. And completely releasing all the muscles in the back of your body. Your head is heavy. Your rib cage are heavy. Hips and heels are heavy. And then running through all the muscles in the front of your body, your legs, your hips, your belly, shoulders, chest, throat, neck, jaw, face, cheeks, tongue, and eyes. Relax. Enjoy a deeper breath here. Just begin to move your fingers and toes. Rock your head gently from side to side. Give yourself a big stretch. Gently roll to your right side in fetal position. Just take a breath or two there. And then very gently begin to bring yourself back to sitting, eyes soft or closed. Bring your palms together, hands in front of your heart. Sit your spine up tall. Just take a moment here to be fully present in your body. Namaste.